We have said, even as we acquire our land, we shall not deprive the white farmers of land completely. Every one of them is entitled to at least one farm, but they would want to continue to have more than one farm. More than one farm indeed. 15, 20, 35 farms, one person. These are not figures I am just getting out of my mind. They are real figures. So no farmer is being left without land. Let no one who is negative want to spoil what we are doing for ourselves in order to unite Africa. We belong to this continent. We don't mind having and bearing sanctions banning us from Europe. We are not Europeans. We have not asked for any inch of Europe or any square inch of that territory. So, Blair, keep your England and let me keep my Zimbabwe. Mr. Chairman, having said that, may I say, people must always come first in any process of sustainable development. And let our Africans come first in the development of Africa. Not as puppets, not as beggars, but as a sovereign people. I thank you.
And we've been saying, over this issue of the land, this issue that Donald Trump fears so much, we offer this question of the land. I don't know what Donald Trump has to do with South African land, because he's never been here. And he must keep his America. We will keep our South Africa.
We were not prepared to pay compensation for land that was seized from us without any purchase price being paid to our ancestors. So it was the obligation of the British to find money and compensate their kith and kin who were owners, legal owners of our land. We refused completely to carry that burden. America was prepared to fund the land reform program. And if our funds and those of Britain were put together, you would have an adequate fund. That is what happened at Lancaster, and this is how the deadlock was broken. Naturally, of course, nothing was written in detail about what had transpired, but we took for granted that everyone was a gentleman, and what they had said would be realized in practice. And that's how we proceeded. You see, this is how the British do it. Sly and cunning and undependable in the extreme. Well, unfortunately, Carter lost the election that followed a year or two afterwards, after Lancaster, and in came Reagan. And Reagan was a strict character, rigid, didn't know very much. In a sense, he was quite an ignorant president, one of the most ignorant presidents America has had. Because each time he spoke to you, and I happened to have been invited by him, you know, unless he had got the information on his cards in advance, and he could read the card and answer you. His people would say, oh no, he cannot answer that question, and then so on and so forth. And he was playing cards, you know, in discussing with you, and I've joked about it and saying, you don't want to discuss with a man who's playing cards all the time.